Hey everybody, this is Calvin Waite. I trade crypto for a living. I'm not a registered or licensed financial advisor, planner, or broker, so nothing on this channel should be taken as a recommendation to buy or sell. I also trade all of these things, so I probably have a vested interest in there. But there's plenty of entertainment value and lots of education, so this will be awesome. For those of you who didn't know, my subscription channel is live. So look at the link in the description over at cryptoinfluencers.com and you can see how I make all of my trades and what I do and what I think about everything. This channel is for more hypothetical and looking at trends, and the other one is for actual trading, so you might be interested in that. Okay, I hope everyone's having a nice day. Wow, Bitcoin has absolutely launched. And it's time to unpack exactly what has happened and kind of talk through everything, kind of what we're seeing and where we may be going from here. This entire time, as you know, I have been a little skeptical of the move because we are flying with without a break. The only red candle in this entire set is just this one. It was the January 18th. And with this candle being so small and pretty much being around the top quarter or top third of this bar, you can't really even, I mean, it's a brief pause, and it might have been just a, hey, let's show respect to the pre-FTX drop before we launch. But because this impulse was so short, this is all one move still. We have not had a pullback. I thought we were getting one right here. So if we go to the 4-hour, this cross below the 20, hitting resistance on the bottom of our channel. Right here, I was expecting some kind of a pullback, even to the 50 or to the 200 day moving average, something to pull back and actually have something to point to that, hey, we've got good market structure, we're doing everything we need to. But man, if the bulls aren't out in force, they are so excited to push us as high as possible all in one go. So what is interesting is that, you know, yesterday or the day before when we were talking about these bull flags, how you come up to a top and then you have kind of a pullback, and then you come up to a top and then you have kind of a pullback. If I zoom in on these moves, you'll notice that, so this is the hourly, and it's really, might be a little hard to see. I'll take off all my colors and drawings. Well, the drawings are okay. Do you see how we kind of pulled back and then we had a little dip and then we went up? Well, we kind of pulled back, we had a little dip, and then we went up. This wasn't much of a pullback, but we kind of had a false start and then a dip, and then we went up. And then this whole move was kind of a little unusual, but we had definitely a dip before we went up. This was a strong dip before we went up. This was a kind of a fake out, and then a dip, and then we went up. Well, so this is kind of a larger version of that. So this was all still one bull impulse all the way up to here. And then this just turned into a dip before we went up. So this is kind of following the same pattern, and this has become sort of a larger version of what we were doing before. But the market is getting more and more unstable because we haven't had a break. So this move was very exciting. It's amazing to see a coin go up so high. You know, here's an $800 move in 1 hour, and we are, you know, we're moving strongly up to here. My only concern, and the same concern that I've had this entire time, is that we just have not yet seen a response from the bears. This wasn't much to write home about. We kind of needed something For a move this intense, what is this, a $4,000 move? Yeah, 28%, $4,600 move. And in response to that, the bears gave us a 2% relief and $500 move. This market is unstable. It's unstable. We want to see slow, methodical progress to the upside. If we ever get into this really insane vertical move, we're going to get too toppy. And this is exactly why I have take profit points on the alts that I have, because they're all doing this exact same thing. Everything's just following Bitcoin right now. In fact, Bitcoin might be even a little hotter because Bitcoin dominance is also shooting up. So let me just point it out. Let me put it this way. Nobody's going to measure this move from here and stop here. This is all one move, this entire thing. So wherever the top actually is, and I have no idea where it is, obviously. Wherever this top is, this for 2 days is not even close to the top. Like nobody's going to point to this. They're going to point to whatever it ends up being. And so we have already moved. We have moved 37% in a single move. 37% in a single move, and over the course of 19 days. So little more than 2 weeks, we've gone up 37%. And I can't even tell you how many billions of dollars this is. I mean, it's exciting, but I'm not looking to find entry points up here. I'm still not. And you all know that I have a short down here, so it's nice and upside down. But the alt positions that I have are even higher. But I'm looking for a place to double down on my short, actually. And so I'm watching for reversal candles or any other, actual sign of a top. So this is unbelievable. It's quite a move, but it is all still the same move. And so I'm not impatient to buy in quite yet, because my larger positions and my larger allocation is still sitting on the sidelines. And this move can do whatever it wants, but I want to see what an actual pullback looks like before I put in a little bit more. So trying to be a little more level-headed and a little more patient. Could I be wrong? Yeah, I mean, I don't know where the top is. It could be higher than I think it is. But even if we go up higher, let's say we finally reject off of the 50, what is this, the 50-week moving average or something, we get so high that we get up to 26,000 or 30,000. I would rather buy on a pullback at 23,000 than I would here, just because the risk reward ratio is just so off. When you're just standing at the top of Mount Everest, I don't put buy orders in here. This is just me, because I'm not speaking for anybody else or anything. But when we're going straight up, I like to buy reversals. I like to buy capitulation. I like to buy reversals. If we're at the if this ends up being the top, I'm not a big fan of FOMOing in at a stage in a move where I feel like there's more downside than upside at this point. The upside, I just can't, I mean, I don't know how much higher we can go in one single impulse. The places where we could go, the 200-week moving average is possible, so that's 24,500. That also aligns with our highest point we got, before our selling climax back here, and this close was 24,443. So do we go to 24,400? I'm not sure if we do or not. But if we have another vertical day, like I mean, it's possible. But I will definitely put a short in up here. Like this is insane for a single move. So I'm just very skeptical of markets, as I was saying before. One other thing that I wanted to point out is that if you look at the weekly chart, there is another line that we are sitting at right now. So we have a move from the tops of these two, creating the top side of our falling wedge, and we've passed our midpoint. So we've kind of battled with our midpoint quite a bit, and this huge week last week brought us through the midpoint of that. Also, completely annihilated this resistance. So this now will be support. Given the move that we're having now, it is very likely that this will be support. So now this number is 20,900. So this is a decent spot here for finding support. But do you see how we have we've gone up and we've absolutely tagged this line. So if we get a candle body on this line, suddenly the possibility of a continuation is possible. If we don't, so if we pull back at all over the next couple of days, because the weekly candle closes in 2 days exactly, any retreat at all, and it won't matter how much, we already have an intraday wick that has tagged this top perfectly. So I'm not sure if bulls were pushing us up to hit this point for the first time in since March of 2022. So this is 10 months. We haven't touched this line for 10 months, and they wanted to make sure that we tagged it. But there is a very high possibility of a consolidation before we break out of a line that's more than a year old. So anyway, I'm still a little bit skeptical. I mean, if the market just goes, like, all power to it. I'm not gonna, I don't want to rain on any parades, because we all love crypto, and everything is, it's really cool to see this excitement roaring back. But I am a little bit of a cautious trader when it comes to seeing moves that are so intense, and really no time to stop and catch our breath at all. So this is, in my mind, this is all one move. So I'm kind of watching this quite cautiously. The one thing that's pretty amazing is that the top of this candle, so we actually had a close higher than this close. So we have broken a couple of barriers now. FTX, pre-FTX drop is in the books, and now this one is in the books. The only thing that even stands in our way as far as significant resistance is this 24,000, we'll just say 24,500 mark. But yeah, we have to come back for some kind of support, and it might be short-lived, or it might be fast. This was kind of a point where we had moved a lot in a relatively short period of time. So we'd just gone green day after green day after green day, all the way up. Finally had a reversal candle here, but that wasn't good enough. We just kept going for one more day. And then we had 4 days down. It was like, okay, here's an actual break. This was a solid pullback, and that gave us the strength to continue on. I was looking for any other example of just a pure, upside. It's hard to point to the bull market because we're not in bull market season. We're not in the fourth year at all. So there's, it feels premature. This is the move. Actually, here's in the 2018, we exited the bull market with quite an explosion. So we moved up, It's hard to say if this was a pullback. Like there wasn't much rest here. The fact that we did it a couple of times gives you a little bit more of, okay, we gave it a shot, but we never lost the 20. And then we were up, took us all the way to here before we lost the 20. And by then it was almost over. But yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, our 20 is way low. We haven't done anything. This is steeper than anything else we've seen. I was actually using my my pattern matcher to see if we had any other experience in history where Bitcoin has done this. And there's only one case that matches with less than 20% variance. And it was May of 2014. So the variance is 17.8%, so just barely below. And this is the day that we're matching closest. And what's interesting is yesterday the closest match was this red candle. So it's kind of interesting. It pointed to this a couple of times. But yeah, so in this case, we did rise up even further for a few days. Then we tapered off. But then we actually got a real pullback. It would make sense to pull back to a level where we had a slight consolidation. But I just don't think that, I think that this makes more sense because I just feel like we haven't, here we've consolidated between 21,000 and 20,600. Like, it's not like we've left this and we'll never see it again. Whatever this pullback, I just put a high probability of us pulling back and touching these levels again. So I would rather catch it on the other side, knowing what the market structure looks like, than just FOMOing in and then who knows what the result is. So anyway, just food for thought. You don't have to do anything that I'm doing at all, but I'm just taking these decisions one day at a time. I love the longs that I do have. They have definitely done well. But I am looking to see if there's a way for me to capture those profits in anticipation of some kind of a break. We get a solid pullback, and I'm going to be very, very happy to put in a decent allocation. But this market is definitely, I mean, this is Bitcoin for you, right? It just does what it wants. But yeah, interesting stuff. Good times. I'm not sure how busy I'll be tomorrow, but I'll try to get out a video, and especially if something exciting happens. But other than that, we will catch you on the next one. Thanks for making it to the end of my video. Make sure you keep those trades small. Don't force a trade. Don't get impatient. And if you want to see how all this works, please come over and check me out on the subscription channel at cryptoinfluencers.com. Again, the link is in the description.